got Tolowa Moel today here in Edmonton. What a beautiful scene, what a beautiful day, and we're enjoying Thousand Faces Festival at India Center, and of course we are going to have a premiere of Anthem of Life, which is a great connection of cultural connection here. And starting with Tolowa Moel, he's an author originally from Tanzania, an undergraduate from University of Dar es Salaam, and postgraduate from University of Alberta, author of 15 books, and of course he has a specialty of storytelling in the form of books and also many other ways he performs. Welcome on V4U Radio.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
And so we are all together celebrating Anthem of Life, I know. How about you introduce Anthem of Life in your way? What are we going to watch today?
We're going to watch a video of Anthem of Life, Part 1, an adaptation of Masisi Kunene's book, a poem, epic poem, which is 300 pages long. So this is just a section of the poem that has been turned into a play.
Right. What is the biggest message you think this premiere is going to bring on to the community?
I think the message is, I've tried to crystallize the message into something that I would like to share.
Absolutely, please.
With the audience.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, on the subject of Anthem of Life Part 1, I adapted the play from a section of about 300 poems by the late Masisi Kunene, an illustrious poet from the famed Zulu people of South Africa.
Right.
The play was produced in 2024 by Theatre Prospero.
Right.
Both Theatre Prospero and I wanted the play to express an authentic African story. Such a story, we hope, would join stories from former colonial subjects that are increasingly defying boundaries set by colonial history. When therefore you watch the performance in this video, look at it as an antidote, indirectly though it may seem, against the colonial projects. It is an example of the legacy of philosophical and spiritual insights.
We are about to start, and so thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
And of course, we'll all enjoy the premiere together.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
And you folks do not go anywhere. I'll keep bringing some great guests here at enjoying the premieres of Anthem of Life. Valentine,
yes.
As an actor here, any message to the audience?
I just want to say that Anthem of Life is loaded with so much message, and I want our audience at home to enjoy the show, get the message, and fly with it, because you cannot just take it on. I played the role of Sumazu, one of the gods, and I discovered that apart from the fact that it's a creation story, it's a story of life, and it's fun for me.
What's one thing you're expecting today different in Anthem of Life?
Yeah, actually I know Tolowa very well, and I went to the live play, so I'm very excited to see this screening. I don't know what to expect, but I love the play. It was very, very creative, the interpretation of this Zulu epic that he's made. I've attended Thousand Faces a number of times. In fact, I performed a couple of times in it, so it's a great event. And this film will also be screened at the festival. Is that right? Okay, so this is a pre-screen.
Right.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to.
That's great.
And excited to host the event here at the CISC. Yeah, the show was very beautiful and very inspiring. Yeah, I really enjoyed the event, and I'm very happy to be a part of this discussion as well.
Coming down here. So yeah, no, and right now I'm like super excited.
I know, you got another reason to be excited about, other than attending the Anthem of Life. Your film won the short film, won the award. So tell us something about that venture as well.
So last year, me and my friend and partner, we decided to do a short film and enter in that category. And our movie, I just got back from Niagara on Monday. Our movie won the best foreign short film award in Niagara Film Festival. So
wow.
So first film that we did won the award. We are like on cloud nine.
Absolutely, and has to be. The reason is enormous. It's a pride for the city. How do you feel as a city of Edmonton, what more opportunities do you see here?
This city actually has given me a lot. I have been able to fulfill my dreams, like movie production was a dream. And I'm looking for more stories that I can share, the life stories, that we can bring forward, some great stories from city of Edmonton, the pioneers of the city of Edmonton, and that we can showcase for the future coming generations. So why not?
For his blessing. Zelenka got no kubuwane to prepare the earth for human life. Created about to emerge from region.
Yes. How do you feel being here?
Very nice. I feel very glad to be a part of it. I'm looking forward for the amazing show organized by everyone.
Tell me something firstly about your product. I know you are so fond and fascinated about the icing and the cakes and all that. What brought you in that world, first of all?
It's actually my husband pushed me out in this profession. I was not a kitchen type of a person. So yeah, my husband initially pushed me out and now I am a popular cake artist in Edmonton. I do all types of cakes for every occasion, and my specialization is in whipping cream cakes.
Wow. And so why 1,000 Faces Festival? What brings you closer to 1,000 Faces?
It's glad to be a part of it and people helping out to grow. Yeah.
So this is how the sponsors and the artists and some of the great pioneers of the art and culture are getting together here. We're just about to start at India Center at CIC building the premiere of Anthem of Life. Thank you for watching V4U and thank you for supporting Edmonton community. This is for you. Thank you, Sania. Mark.
Yeah, actually, I thought the play was a nice change of pace. I was really drawn to the masks and just how something so simple could trigger your imagination. So as they're acting, I'm actually envisioning more than what's actually visually being presented, just because of the implication of what they're doing. It actually makes a real difference. You don't have to have everything thrown at you in CGI on a screen. Right? Your brain can do a lot, and with those little, nudges from the costumes, you can really start to envision much more with just a little bit of narration and a little bit of.
Also 2000 Faces Festival. One more great afternoon, great premiere. Tell us something about Anthem of Life.
Anthem of Life? Well, it is an adaptation of a Zulu epic.
Yes.
By We've spoken to this already.
But yes.
And it came out of, we had an opportunity to do a story sharing project with a DC dancer, with Tolola, and with a Chinese Métis comedy group, and some other artists. And the idea was to have senior artists help each other tell the stories. So that's how Anthem of Life started on this cross-cultural journey. And what was really fun was that Meenakshi and Shrija Chatterjee, they found that the gods and goddesses and the universe that was created and all that, it reminded them very much of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Hindu mythology. And so strangely, it just kind of melded, and then we kind of grew from there. Expanding it, Tolola expanded it to a trilogy of plays, and we've done, this is the first of the trilogy, first installment of the trilogy, and it covers from the gods. They create the universe, they create the world, they create creatures, and then they create a bound, which is humans, which is us, and then some of them go, was that a good idea? And then they fight and scheme and argue about it and create all sorts of chaos and almost wipe us out. But we rise to their challenges and we surprise them all, and then they decide what they want to make us immortal.
Well, you always mesmerize with the style, about the passion you have. Of course, Thousand Faces Festival is becoming a center of bringing celebrating cultures and multiculturalism, and I've witnessed so many dancers from so many cultures. And tell us something about the main event which is coming up, an annual event which happens in the summer, and this year it's happening on the 20th and the 21st of June.
Oh, it's the 21st.
So 22nd, so 21st and 22nd of June at the 118th Avenue. What is something new people are going to observe or watch this year in that festival?
Well, this year we've got two performance areas set up outside, one across from the other, and we're going to have, the theme of it is dreaming, drumming, and dancing.
Right.
So we're going to have South Asian classical dance, as always, but we're also going to have a Kalakar orchestra, and they're going to have tablas and clay drums and things like that. We're going to have a Ghanaian drum.
Great people who are involved in it. I watched the play, when was it, last year?
Yeah.
And it was interesting to compare the live version with this. It kind of reminded me a bit about, the difference between being at a sporting event and seeing it on TV. So you kind of get these close-ups. I saw it in a way that I hadn't seen from my seat, my particular seat, because there's so many different cuts, and you even use two different performances, right? So I really liked that. I like the editing.
One thought, and it's just all jumbled up. Yeah, there were lots of things. I feel almost like I've lived with the play without knowing what it was I was living with, only knowing that the person writing the play was totally gone into the play and not in this in this family with me. And the other part that stood out for me, I think, is the wanting maybe to have a little bit of a synopsis, like thinking in terms of people who don't know anything about the play, perhaps having a little bit of synopsis of what it encompasses before actually seeing it, especially to perhaps better appreciate the dialogue. Because there's one thing about action. Action always gets people into whatever it is, whether they have a context or not. But when you have rich dialogue, you almost need that context.
So Tube's faith in Abantu is wavering.
Yes, we shall realize nothing but empty dreams.
Patience, woman. We need patience for our strategies to bear fruits.
Patience, strategies.
Looking at it again, I said, that means how much cutting we had to do. that's what I was going through my mind, like, oh, how much cutting we had to do, and still,
Would you have liked to have seen the full 113-minute version rather than have it chopped up like this?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I quite enjoyed that. I mean, having lived the play, so I kind of had the context, and sometimes I kind of wondered some of the things that were, especially the dialogue parts, where there was quite a bit of talking. I kind of wondered, I say, oh, are we losing somebody here? Because I mean, we know so much, the context.
I want to speak from the point of view of an actor. As a live stage actor, you don't get the opportunity to watch yourself perform because it's live on stage. But seeing it today, I remember when we did the live performance, and I was like, oh, this was what the audience were enjoying from the from sitting.
Separated the realm of the gods from the humans and the animals. And I mean, a lot of the gods were just discussing things, so it was very static and talky. But when the animals came on, and they really embodied those masks.
And Randall Fraser's large-scale masks to undertake the epics cosmic narrative about creation, divine intervention, and humanity's place in the universe. This is more than just another theater production. It's a demonstration of how ancient storytelling traditions can speak powerfully to multiculturalism, challenging us to see how different cultural traditions can enhance rather than compete with.
Well, thank you, Srila, and thank you all for coming this evening, and a special thanks to our hosts, the Council of India Societies Edmonton, and our media hosts, V4U Radio. Also to our funders and sponsors who were listed before us. I don't want to say too much about the process of intercultural collaboration that went into the play that you're going to see. And Srila has spoken very eloquently about sort of the values that were behind it. What I will say is that the Thousand Faces Festival, it's an intercultural festival of different performances from different mythologies around the world and different disciplines.
Of course, the delicious food in the back, very delicious. Thank you again. We like to have cake as well later. From my board, Safiji, Puriji, and Mithunji, which we have the whole board here, but we like to say welcome all and thank you for putting the show together. And I hope we have more audience so we can say what exactly we are showing here that goes out in the world, and we can see more and more things like that and more show like that. Thank you.
I'm thrilled to welcome you to this extraordinary evening. We are gathered here at the India Center tonight for something truly special. Not just to watch a screening of a performance, but to participate in an artistic experiment that bridges continents, cultures, and centuries through the lens of contemporary Canadian theatre. So why here? Why now? Because this location itself embodies the complex layered histories that Anthem of Life Part 1 explores. We gather at the India Center, located in Mill Woods, on land with deep Indigenous roots that has become home to vibrant South Asian communities since the 1970s. This intersection of Indigenous, African, and Asian stories on Canadian soil creates the perfect setting to explore how different cultural traditions don't just coexist, we celebrate